Humans, can you feel it? Can you see it? It's in the air, it's on the breeze, it's in the trees and every sneeze. It's the 5th month of your human Gregorian calendar since Pope Gregory the 13th looked at the Julian calendar and was like, that's a bit of a leap. And now here we are. The ground is thawed or in the process of thawing if you live in the Midwest and are currently confused because the vibe says sunny, but the temperature says suffer, mortals. The buds are blooming, the squirrels are running, and the birds are coming back from their winter break. Must be nice. I don't migrate, I don't have the miles. But I will like your migration posts on Finchstagram. So like and subscribe, young avians. Let's go viral more than whatever's in the air, making my infraorbital sinuses a little pinchy. The bees are back, the grass is dank, and the songs and sounds of nature are all singing the same tune. Let's fuck! That's right! Throw open the sash, it's May! Rejoice and take your Zyrtec. Every biological need to breed is at a fever pitch when the season shifts. You can't help it, it's just that DNA. Spring is sprung! And with it comes the promises of patio seating, trips to the lake, camping, getting those outdoor shenanigans, and deep, heated debates about whatever the latest drop is going to reveal on May the 4th, but we're not going to talk about Star Wars. No. There's bigger discussions to have, deeper dives to go down, even though The Mandalorian and Grogu is opening soon, and I got notes already starting with the title because, like, spoilers, but we're not going to talk about Star Wars. Instead, there's more pressing business to attend now that we got the blood flowing as it gets balmier and hornier outside, and as business that's been tabled since last year when we agreed to stop discussing it because it was amping our anxiety and creating an even greater divide in the culture than we already have. But with the current news and the current seasonal shift, we've had enough time to ruminate and relax about it. Felt reasonable to bring it up again at the beginning of May, more than the Force, which we're not talking about. What is Grimace? First introduced in November of 1971 as the evil Grimace, this furry milkshake-addicted cryptid has perplexed and frustrated your modern human scientists for 55 years. In the beginning, Grimace was thought to be evil and a 4-armed creature that menaced McDonaldLand, stealing Cokes and shakes. But it turned out that was just 1970s anti-Grimace propaganda, which at first I thought was because he's Irish, and then it's because I thought the 70s were busted as fuck. But it turns out scientists were just wrong. But Grimace is Irish, or at least of Irish descent, as evidenced by his Uncle O'Grimacy, who was first discovered in 1975 in March to sling shamrock shakes, because like I was saying, the 70s were busted. Now, the prevailing thought amongst biologists is that Grimace had 2 arms, as was discovered in 1972. Was this because Grimace actually had 2 arms, or was he hiding the other 2 arms out of generational trauma? Much like the Zexto of Troikin and the genetically designed relatives, the Quermian, who prefer to hide their 3rd and 4th arms under clothing for decorum until they join the galactic community. The most famous relative being the celebrated pod racer Gasgano, but we're not gonna talk about Star Wars. There is more important lore to learn and understand, because what is a Grimace? Now known to be primarily, quote, clumsy but amiable, aligned chaotically good if you want to roll a D20 about it, and a well-meaning friend of McDonaldLand, who would go on to have many adventures with Ronald McDonald, McDonaldland's benefactor, or like town hero, I don't know. He's not the mayor, that's McCheese. So I'm not sure what the actual federal or state powers Ronald McDonald has in McDonaldLand. I figure he's like a figurehead or like whatever you get if you're related to the founder of the land with your namesake on it. In 1999, genealogists and family historians learned that Grimace actually comes from an island community called Grimace Island after Grimace received a letter asking for help, which turned out to be a false document written by the dreaded pirate One-Eyed Sally, intended on bringing the McDonaldLand to Grimace Island to guide them to the Grimace family treasure. Spoilers for the Legend of Grimace Island episode of The Wacky Adventures of Waddle McDonald. Produced by Klosky's Chupo Company. They did Rugrats, Wild Thornberries, and Duckman, if you got trivia later. After the incident at the island, it was learned that there were more Grimace in the family, including a grandma named Winky, a great-grandma named Jenny Grimace, and he may or may not be related to the king of the island, King Konga. Kind of like how we found out in the Star Wars holiday special that Chewbacca had a wife named Mala, a dad named Itchy, and a kid named Lumpy, but we're not going to talk about Star Wars. In 1999, it was discovered that Grimace had 2 aunts, Millie and Tilly. But both of them were still of the Grimace persuasion, purple, gumdrop-shaped, and just happy to be there. But what am the Grimace? Such a question has befuddled and muddled McDonaldland's best minds, and the debate continues. In 2010, a spokesperson for McDonald's revealed their latest findings, that Grimace was a sentient taste bud. And that was confirmed in 2021 by McDonald's Manager of the Year, Brian Bates, when he told CBS, quote, he has an enormous taste bud, but a taste bud nonetheless, which slightly contradicts the May 7th, 2012 McDonald McCorporate McTweet that Grimace is, quote, the embodiment of a milkshake, though others still insist he is a taste bud, end quote. So what is it, Mac scientists? Is he a blob of purple milkshake that's also a taste bud? Or is he a species of purple monster that rule an archipelago but are also giant taste buds? What is Grimace? We do know that his birthday is June 12th. We learned that in 2023 when McDonald's introduced the berry-flavored Grimace shake to celebrate the 53rd birthday of the purple lumpy island milkshake taste bud, who's also Irish and a Gemini. So that brings us to April 28th, 2026, when it was announced that McDonald's Germany introduced the Purple Grimace menu in honor of the Purple McMonster's birthday in June. So like Walgreens is to Christmas, German McDonald's cannot wait to celebrate Grimace's birthday. The Purple Grimace menu includes the iconic Purple Grimace milkshake, a purple bunned burger with barbecue sauce, purple cake pops with blueberry filling, a purple cream cheese pie that is as advertised, like grape and cream cheese empanada, and something called purple berry and cream sauce, which, according to the post, looks like a bowl of purple, which is confusing me more than your scientists trying to figure out what is the Grimace or why German McDonald's would just leapfrog over May the 4th, which we're not talking about because we're not talking about Star Wars, but we should, and we oughta, because McDonald's isn't even doing a collab for The Mandalorian and Grogu. It's fucking Burger King that's offering the Meal DeLorean with a collab meal that's not even called anything. It's just a Mandalorian and Grogu-themed Happy Meal that's not happy because it's from fucking Burger King. This theme collab introduced it, the Bounty Whopper. That's a Whopper with a different name. No purple bun, no green patty or so, just a Whopper in a Mandalorian box. That's like wearing a Mandalorian hoodie and saying it's cosplay. You have to put the effort in. That is the way. Grogu's Cookie Shake, which is often just soft serve blended with blue sugar cookie syrup topped with blue cookies, but Grogu's not blue. He's green, gray, or whatever. Slate, I don't know. Where's the blue come from? We got blue milk already. That's Bantha milk, by the way, because we're going to talk about Star Wars, because Burger King can't even bother to read the fucking Wikipedia before dumping food coloring in their milkshakes. Somebody's got to pick up the fucking hype, and it might as well be me. Burger King is also offering a Grogu's garlic chicken fries, which I have several notes about. Chief among them being couldn't leave my kind well enough alone. You had to find a new and more embarrassing way to serve us up. But also, chickens might exist in Star Wars, but they're not exclusively Star Wars. That's just lazy. You got tip yips. They're from Endor, where the Ewoks live. You got porgs. That was right there, right in front of you. But no, that'd be too on the nose for your Star Wars-themed crossover fried fast food collectible meal. Back in the day, you had a full half a Darth Maul exquisitely detailed as a cup topper for Phantom Menace, which turned out to was a spoiler for Phantom Menace. Back in the busted days of yore, in 1977, when Star Wars premiered, you had real juice glasses with art by celebrated landscape painter Dale Nichols, collector's items even in those days' standards, and those were at fucking Burger King. My, how the mighty have fallen. Well, now McDonald's has the high ground when the most ambitious May the 4th meal you can get is in Germany, and it's not even about Star Wars, it's about fucking Grimace, and you don't even know what a fucking Grimace is. But no, it's all good, America, because the Mandalorian Grogu Burger King menu at least has tots. Excuse me, Imperial Ranch Cheddar tots, which are just fucking tater tots you can dip in a sauce that voted for Palpatine or whatever. No theme. No vibe, just IP on a box. Okay, you want to talk about Star Wars? Crash out with me a minute, won't you? Because McDonald's has a chance to do the greatest thing ever and offer a limited time menu with a Mandalorian and Grogu Star Wars tie-in, because in the movie we know from the trailers that the Hutts will be featured in some way. So in honor of Grimace's birthday, I figured they could introduce a shake or a pop or a cream sauce or whatever the fuck you humans want to turn purple to reference Zero Disalegic to Ure, the Hutt, who is a master of the Hutt clan and also Jabba's uncle, who formed a deal with Count Dooku, that's Christopher Lee in the movie, during the early days of the Clone Wars from the series The Clone Wars. Keep up! To have himself and his nephew Rhoda kidnapped, knowing that the Jedi Order would send Jedi to save them, hoping they would be able to kill the Jedi, which would start a conflict with Jabba the Hutt. Oh, now you're listening. And the Republic would remove Jabba from power and lead to Zero taking it over in the power vacuum. The plan fails because Princess Amidala finds out, and eventually Jabba does too, and sends Zero's former lover, Cy Snoodles, to murder him. And here is the best part, McDonald's. Zero is a blob that's fucking purple. Grimace is a fucking Hutt. Grimace the Hutt? It writes its fucking self. But no, we don't get to have nice things in America, just Burger King. So go to Germany, get your purple jizz cakes while also listening to jizz and celebrate the Force in style. May the 4th be with you, not you, Burger King, and also with you. I love you. Good night.
Nailed it.